All rise.
This is Deeper Than Money. Talk to me. I want viewers watching my show to believe in themselves.
Judge Hatchett is compelling.
If he is not going to honor you, he needs to be gone.
Compassionate.
I don't want you to give up on your dreams. I don't. And I want to figure out how we get this straight.
She's powerful.
If I were in this situation, I would have put you out too.
And she's on the bench.
I feel like I'm being judged here.
That's what I do.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Barbara Johnson is suing Jake Crum in the amount of $2,343.32. Ms. Johnson claims her elderly sister's much younger boyfriend took advantage of her financially and says he ran up a huge credit card bill while she was on her deathbed.
Good day. Hi, you are here. And first of all, let me say I've read the complaint and my condolences to you and your family for the loss of your sister who had been sick for a while. But you are here because you're bringing a claim against her boyfriend, who was her boyfriend at that time, correct? And you're saying, Barbara, that Jake basically duped your sister's estate out of money because there were some charges on her credit card.
Totally believe that.
And so there is a claim, so I can get exactly the right amount, $2,343.32 exactly. So that we can frame this in understanding, your claim is basically that he used her credit card, that it's your contention that he should not have used the credit card, and that you want the money back. So you are now in charge of your sister's estate, is that correct?
Correct.
And it's my understanding that she has one living heir, her daughter.
Yes.
And so that you want to clear up everything, and you want him to pay that money back so that can be part of the assets for the estate.
Absolutely.
All right? So tell me your relationship with the deceased, her sister.
Well, Your Honor, Jackie and I were dating for a year and a half. Mm-hmm. We were very much in love, and we even intended to get married.
Oh, come on.
Sadly...
Clearly you don't approve of this. You didn't approve of the relationship?
No, my sister was 60 years old. He's not even 30.
60 years old, and he's not even 30.
If it was a man with a younger woman, it wouldn't be as much of an issue.
But because
it's a woman with a younger man, you have a problem with it.
No,
so did you know him before your sister passed away?
Yes, I'd met him.
You met him. Did you express some concerns to your sister about this relationship?
Some.
And some? You're under oath?
I did express concern, but...
Why were you concerned? Because of the age?
With the age, and, you know, look, my sister's been sick for most of the time that they've been dating. You know, he's so much younger than her. They have nothing in common.
How do you know they don't have anything in common?
I know my sister. My sister and I were very close. We talk every day.
All right, so how did you meet her sister?
Well, it sounds like a story, of course, but Sally was in a bar, and we just hit it off, and we just kept running into each other, and we just figured, hey, we're having a good time together. Let's see where it goes. You never know who you're going to fall in love with.
Were you concerned about the age difference?
Not at all.
Was she concerned about the age difference?
Not with me, no.
Oh, she had some concerns.
She had some concerns?
Initially.
Oh,
but
initially?
Was your sister happy? Was your sister happy in this relationship?
Yes.
Would you want your sister to be happy?
Absolutely.
All right, so now why are you suing him?
I'm suing him because he wrongfully used her credit cards to build thousands of dollars, of which $2,300 were purchases for himself.
Let's talk about this. You say that $2,300 out of the...
Thousands. He had billed lots of different things. He billed things for her. I'm only suing him.
Her.
Yeah, I'm only suing him for the things that he purchased for himself, not for the things that he bought for her. But there's a lot of suspect things on these bills.
Well, talk to me about this, and I'm certain that you must have some evidence that you want to show.
I do. I have the bills here for you that I can present. But he spent over half of the amounts that he spent on himself. So the $2,300 was just for him. He bought her gifts for her, supposedly on her credit card. So she was getting gifts. She got flowers. Okay?
Among other things.
So I don't think she ever knew that she was paying for those flowers. I think he had her credit card number, because I have her actual credit card. He doesn't have her credit card. I have it.
So let's cut through the chase. You used her credit card?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so just walk me through. You all met, you were dating for a year and a half, you tell me that you all were in love and that you were planning to get married. What was the relationship like?
I'm smiling just thinking about her. It's just great happiness, great fun. We enjoy each other's company. Even when she got sick.
Did you know that she was terminally ill?
Not yet. Not yet. No. Okay. We met each other. We're dating. This was all before she got sick. I wanted to stay by her, did not want to leave her, and I took it upon myself to take care of her all the time. Sadly, it was a very serious case of cancer.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Coming up on The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
How could you be with her around the clock?
Well, that leads me to my next point, Your Honor. Sadly, I was taking care of her so much that unfortunately I lost my job.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Barbara Johnson, who is suing Jake Crum for bad debt.
Where were you when your sister was so sick?
So I live on the East Coast. She lives on the West.
Okay.
And so I would love to have been with her all the time, but I couldn't. So I came back every month, though, to visit her and stay with her and take care of things for her state.
And so when you come during those monthly visits, what did you observe about their relationship?
They were together a lot.
Is it
They had
fair?
fun.
Is it fair to say that he took care of her?
Look, when I came to visit, usually he was not around, so I didn't eyewitness things.
I would think that he wanted to give you space with your sister.
and-
Exactly, Your Honor. Exactly. I understood her feelings towards me, and
So you gave them space. That was smart. But is it fair to say that he was your sister's primary caretaker?
Yes.
Is it fair to say that at some point we knew that your sister wasn't going to recover
Yes.
and that he was there?
Yes.
He was there day in and day out taking care of your sister. But you're saying that during that time that he abused her financial situation and made all these charges.
Yes, I don't think she knew about half of these, or probably all of these. Look, her credit cards, she was paying just the interest on them.
So talk to me. What kind of charges are we talking about?
So-
Wait. Before we get to that, how could you, Jake, then take care? Were you working? How could you be with her around the clock?
well, that leads me to my next point, Your Honor. Sadly, I was taking care of her so much that unfortunately I lost my job. I understood that was a risk. However, I made my decision and I would do it all over again. I have here my letter of termination from my company for taking care of her sister all that time.
Did you know that he lost his job because of this?
I don't know that he lost his job because of that. I think it could have been incompetence.
I have.
I see that.
Yes.
All I understand is that he lost his job because he didn't show up. I don't know
Because I was
why.
taking care of your sister.
Well, my understanding, it was unexplained
How do
absences.
you know? How do you know?
Just from discussions with my sister.
All right, not only did you lose your job, you lost your health coverage, your insurance, you lost all the benefits of your job, you lost all the perks.
I understood the risks,
Not just your salary,
Yes.
but you lost everything.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you gave that all up to be there to take care of her sister around the clock.
And I would do it again.
I'm convinced, Barbara, that he did lose his job because of the fact that he was caring for your sister for 24 hours a day.
Look,
wait, let me ask you this. If Jake hadn't done it, who would have been there to do it? Where was her daughter?
Her daughter was overseas. She's in the military.
Right? And you were on the East Coast.
Look, my objection here, just to be clear, I didn't ask him to pay back all of the bills for the things. I didn't ask him for anything other things that he bought for her.
Well, let's
I
talk
didn't
about
ask.
it. Let's talk about this.
I was focused on just the things that he bought for himself.
Tell me. Tell me about your evidence.
What really bothered me, I didn't see these bills until after she died. I don't think she knew what you were doing. I don't think she had any
knew. idea
that some of these purchases,
Like
particularly.
what? So help me understand, because you've looked at them.
Of the $2,300 that were purchased, during the last 2 weeks of her life, when she was dying, she was in the hospital, over half of the purchases were made for himself. He bought himself men's shoes for $337. $337? I've never bought shoes for that much. When you're unemployed,
she wanted me to get them. She wanted me to get them.
$337? That seems egregious.
She wanted me to get them.
He got a suit for $700. Again, I mean, I would never, I'm working. If you were fiscally responsible to spend that kind of money, it just doesn't sound right to me, Judge. He had multiple cologne sets for $145, several things for women's gifts.
Yes,
I don't know that she even received them. I suspect that maybe you had somebody on the side who got all these. I don't remember seeing all this.
What time did I have to find somebody else? I was with her all the time.
You were buying for her, women's exfoliating cream set
what she
the
wanted.
day before she died.
Okay, let's give him an opportunity. Talk to me about the things that you purchased.
Yes, Your Honor.
And she's saying that so much of this happened in the last 2 weeks that her sister was alive and her sister was in the hospital. I would assume, although I know not to assume, that she may have been in hospice at this point because the last 2 weeks of her life. Is that a fair assumption?
She was, absolutely.
She was in hospice. So talk to me, Jake. Tell me about these charges.
Well, the only time that she would ever really smile or show any joy was having me come in with some nice clothing, some nice fragrances.
Come on.
She loved seeing me happy. She wanted to reward the love and devotion that I gave to her. She just liked seeing me like this. She liked to see me smile. And
$337 shoes, $700 suits when you're unemployed?
What about the charges that are there for you? I'm not the only one who spent money on that card.
Look,
let's talk about this. What charges on there?
I guarantee.
The only thing
who's
that
paying
you'll
for
see,
flights back out here?
Look, the only thing that you'll see on here is my travel costs.
Coming up.
There's 2 expensive men's suits. There's Air Jordan tennis shoes. There's all sorts of stuff on there that if you're unemployed, it's the last thing that I would be purchasing.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Barbara Johnson, who is suing Jake Crum for bad debt.
She gave me her credit card so that I could come in. I work as a paralegal. I don't make much, but I made a point to take off work every single month so that I could come in and see her. And she handed me her card.
On her dime.
Yes, but she gave me the card.
So let me see this, because I want to see what was charged.
This is when she
who was
at
charged,
the very end. Here's the rest of them, too.
And who benefited. So now, why did you have to have cologne to come into the hospital?
Multiple sets, by the way.
She liked it. She liked the smell. It always made her smile.
Okay, so I understand that these are color-coded. So the blue charges are the ones you're saying that he charged on her credit card, and the pink one is your travel. Is that correct?
Yeah, the pink one is my travel, just to highlight that for you.
Okay,
but everything else,
you.
I don't know if all of the blue, all of his charges were caught, but you can tell pretty easily because there's 2 expensive men's suits, there's Air Jordan tennis shoes, there's all sorts of stuff on there that if you're unemployed, it's the last thing that I would be purchasing. It's the egregious amount of what was purchased and the timing of it that really makes me suspect about all of this.
So the charges, I understand that there were flowers that he bought for your sister. You're not asking for reimbursement for that?
No, not at all.
Just the things that he enjoyed personally?
For himself, yes.
Okay, Jake, talk to me about why it was necessary for you to have a $700 suit, $337 pair of shoes.
It was all what Jackie wanted.
Coming up.
So, Barbara, should there be some consideration for the fact that he cared for your sister for months and months and months and months?
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Barbara Johnson, who is suing Jake Crum for bad debt.
Jackie wanted me to enjoy myself. She enjoyed seeing me happy. She obviously could not leave the hospital, So I was in charge of most of her finances, and she said, "Oh yeah, go out and get whatever you want. Come back and show it to me. Show it off for me." And it always made her smile, brought a bright spot into her day.
So is it fair to say that she was not a woman who was wealthy?
I'd say she was very, very generous. She was a very generous woman, maybe not completely wealthy, but very generous.
You can be generous and not have money.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Barbara, should there be some consideration for the fact that he cared for your sister for months and months and months and months?
Yeah, he lived in her house free. He didn't pay for anything. I'm not asking for that. I didn't even go through the bank records. I don't have access to those, so I don't know. He may have taken cash out for all I know.
Your Honor, I'd also
this was just all triggered by me after my sister died, finding all these expenses when she was in the hospital. Her credit card was charged.
All right. I'm not thrilled that Jake went out and spent $337 on a pair of shoes, and he went out and bought some expensive tennis shoes, and he had a $700-something suit. I'm not thrilled about that, and some cologne. But I also think that equity requires that there be some consideration for this man who I am convinced lost his job, lost all of his benefits to care for your sister.
Judge Hatchett's verdict when we return. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
If I, in my heart of hearts, thought that he was a con man, he would have taken a lot more than $2,300. But I'm going to chalk the $2,300 up as just a partial reimbursement for all the time that he spent caring and loving and supporting your sister, and because the man lost his job. I am dismissing your claim. I hope you understand the ruling, and if there's nothing further, we will stand adjourned. But let me tell you, when you get back on your feet and you get a job and you get situated again, you are going to contribute. I don't care if it's 5 years from now, you're going to contribute $1,000 to a memorial fund that will benefit her sister. Are we clear?
Would love to do so.
Nothing
love to
further.
Do so.
That is the order of the court. We will stand adjourned.
I loved your sister very, very much, and she will always be a part of my life.
You know, I wish I could believe you. I really, truly wish I could believe you, but from the depth of my heart, I know you took advantage of her. I'm disappointed. I'm just grateful for the memorial fund. At least there's some good coming out of it.
Let's exit to the rear of the court so you have all your information. This way, please.
On second thought, it's going to be $2,000. You got 5 years to come up with it. $2,000 in the memorial fund. I think you gave up a lot to care for her toward the end. And if I didn't think that, I would have given her the money today. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll stand adjourned.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.